always tell people that when they want to get into real estate. I always say, like, what does your spouse think of it?
Yeah.
I don't think they realize, like, that is like
your weekends are gone.
Your weekends are gone.
Your time is not your own
You're taking calls
anymore.
at night. Random numbers are texting and calling you at all times.
Last minute, gotta go open a house.
Why are you posting so many photos all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know?
I love when people say, like, oh, I'm gonna do real estate part-time. And I'm like, how do you do real estate part-time? How does that work?
I just have never met anyone successful that does it part-time.
Me either.
And I've never seen a brand new agent that works from home be successful. Since I've only been doing 6 years, but I've never seen someone's like, I work from home, and I've never seen it before. It's just, I don't think it works.
I think it just depends on what your home life is like.
Yeah.
Like if you're home by yourself all day, maybe. But if you're home with somebody else or a bunch of kids or whatever, that's got to be difficult. I don't even know what I would do now as a sales rep and being out all day plus events and all that kind of stuff if I still had kids that I had to drop off at school and pick up and do all those sorts of things. I'm lucky enough to not have all that. I am, but I'm not lucky enough to have all that in my life anymore. I mean, I miss it, but at the same time, like right now, Bella's driving herself home from practice.
Perfect.
So that's great.
I know. People always ask me if I'm going to have kids. I said, I just don't think I could have one.
No?
I just don't think, like, I know I'd want to be such a great dad that, like, I just don't, I know one would suffer, and I don't know.
Pressure.
Yeah, I just don't, one would suffer, and I wouldn't want to be a bad dad. So
I
it's
think you
like
could find balance. It's all about balance.
I'm not ready yet.
And there's ups and downs in life.
Maybe when I'm 40. I got 5 more years. I got time.
I mean, just work really hard the next few years and retire and then have a kid.
Sure.
Right?
I know. That's what everyone thinks. I'm just going to work 5 years in real estate and then retire.
Right.
And then be done.
And then be done.
Yeah.
And you're never done.
Is it hard for you being an escrow? I always thought it would be hard to be an escrow or title or even lending, kind of, is where, like, you rely on such much of an agent, and all of a sudden if that agent's life changes and they've been averaging you 12 deals a year and all of a sudden now they're gone, like, and you really don't have the control of it.
It is crazy. I mean, we've had agents that, during the pandemic up and moved out of state, and we only are licensed in California.
Yeah.
So that was hard. Losing business from that has been hard. And those relationships too.
Yeah.
We miss those people. I mean, we're so lucky to have such good clients and they're such good people and we enjoy working with them that when they're gone, it's like you've lost a little piece of, your little work family or whatever. So yeah, we have lost stuff over that. And at the same time, then we have to, go out and recoup new business to replace what we've lost. And that happens and that goes on. Or a lot of times agents that are using us that now have an in-house and they're,
Do you feel that happening a lot? A lot of in-houses?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of in-house brokerages these days.
I feel like that's the only way brokerages are going to make money now is in-house. Because commission splits are so cheap now because everyone is like, I just don't think brokerages offer that much anymore.
Yeah, I think it just depends on, what your needs are too, though. Like if you're an agent that's a goer and a doer and you're going to get your own systems in place and do all that, then,
why pay a huge split?
Right.
It just doesn't because you're also covering the costs of everything else. So it's like, I always tell people that it's like, okay, well, you want me to pay for you and then pay for all the costs to run the business. Like, what is right. How does that even out? How does it even out? I just have seen a lot of people start coming, and then what the hard part what people don't get, like when you run an office like me, it's like all of a sudden someone does well, they're like, well, I want a higher split. And you're like, yeah, but I put you I put like a year into you and you've done 2 deals and now all of a sudden you've had 1 good quarter and now you want more money. It's like, we're having
I need a return on my investment.
I need some investment time. Yeah. Why did you ever need to become a realtor?
I don't know. I've just never had the drive for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I started in escrow in 2000. And started as a receptionist where most of us all start in escrow and kind of work your way up from there. And I've just always enjoyed that end of things. And then I took a few years off and went and worked with Brian for a while. And I really enjoyed that too. It was really hard to leave his office because I really enjoyed working for him. I enjoyed his whole team. I mean, they were wonderful. But at the same time, the escrow office, the one that I'm at now, I knew all the girls there, and I love them too. So
Was it, you know, I mean, you don't have to answer this if you don't, but was it like, because I've been around Brian a lot, we run their social and things like that, and sometimes it's just so many different directions and so many things and so much, right?
He always has some creative idea going on.
Like something's going on, and the next thing you know, it's like, I'm like crypto and then this and then that and then Airbnb, and I'm like, dude, we're just here to shoot like 4 real estate videos. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Or like, we're like planning on going, and then, you know, something like,
yeah.
Was it, did you like that part of it, or was that, because I feel like that's how we all are.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I am. Like, Brittany probably wants to kill me half the times, because sometimes she'll be like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Right.
I mean, this is how this happened, so.
Yeah. You know, for working for Brian, I didn't hate it at all. I liked it, because he was just so excited about it. It'd be like, okay, well, I want to do this and I want to do this and I'm like, oh, okay. And then it was like, okay, pick the first 2 that I think are going to be like the best for him, or that I think are going to be great or whatever, and start working on those and then work my way down the list or whatever. But I mean, I loved his energy and the way that it was always just changing things up, and it was never stale. Ever.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
I really did like that. And I learned a lot from him. I mean, that's probably one of the most valuable things I got from working from him, is just the things that I learned from him.
It's always funny when people come to me and they're like, oh, you know, Linder's trying to hit me up. And I'm like, dude, you just don't even. Then it's funny, I don't even work with Brian. I work with Taylor. Taylor's my guy. We went to high school together.
Right.
But I'm like, just the overall, just like, infrastructure of knowledge that you can grab when you need to grab it, it's just irreplaceable. Like, it's just,
agreed.
You know what I mean? Just like, hey, what's your thoughts on this, or what's your thoughts on that? Should we be doing this? Should we be doing that?
Right.
It's just like, I think that's what people don't get, you know, like your whatever flyer for my open house is not going to give me a deal.
Right.
It's just not.
Right. You need a little more. And I think the way that they have their team structured is, the service level is phenomenal. It really is. It's a well-oiled machine. I mean, every moving part in that office.
Now you have to deal with a lot of lenders.
Oh yeah.
That are not on that efficiency.
And I'm lucky enough that Brian still does deals with my office, so
That's good.
We still get that end of things too.